Imagine you're in an interview. Things are going well, and then you hear, "Tell me about a time you had to learn something quickly." You freeze. What story do you tell? How much detail is too much? In this video, I'll show you exactly how to answer this question with confidence, step by step, so you sound adaptable, proactive, and ready for the job. Interviewers ask this question for three main reasons. First, they want to see how you handle pressure when you don't have all the answers. Second, they want evidence that you can pick up new skills or tools fast on the job. And third, they want to understand how you think, plan, and communicate when you're in a new situation. Your story tells them what it's really like to work with you. Underneath this one question, employers are listening for four things: that you stay calm when something is new, that you can break a big, unfamiliar task into smaller steps, that you're willing to ask for help or find resources, and that you actually get results, not just try. Your answer should prove all four of these without sounding rehearsed or robotic. To make this easy, you'll use the STAR method. STAR stands for situation, task, action, result. Situation: set the context in 1 or 2 sentences. Task: what you needed to do or what the challenge was. Action: the specific steps you took. Result: how it ended and what improved because of your actions. This structure keeps your answer clear, concise, and focused on impact. Start with the situation. In 1 or 2 sentences, describe when and where this happened and what was going on. Keep it short: who you were with, what role you were in, and what changed that required you to learn something fast. Next is the task. This is where you explain the specific challenge. What exactly did you need to learn quickly? Was it a new software, a process, a product, or a responsibility? Make it clear what success would look like, so your result later feels meaningful. Then comes action. This is the heart of your answer. Walk through the concrete steps you took to learn fast. What you read or watched, who you asked, how you practiced, and how you managed your time. Focus on decisions you made and behaviors you controlled, not what other people did. Finally, the result. Explain what happened because of your actions. Use numbers if you can, faster timelines, fewer errors, more revenue, better feedback. Then add a brief lesson, what you learned and how you now apply that skill in new situations. The example you choose matters. Pick a story where learning quickly truly made a difference, not just something you would have learned anyway. Ideally, choose a situation that is relevant to the role you're applying for, happened in the last 2 to 3 years, and shows you handling real responsibility, not just school homework or a trivial task. If you're early in your career, academic, or volunteer examples are fine. Just make the stakes clear. Use these filters to pick your story. First, stakes. Did it actually matter if you learned it quickly? Second, complexity. Was it more than just reading a short email? Third, transfer. Does it show a skill that also appears in the job description, like learning new tools, working with data, or dealing with customers? If you can say yes to all three, you've got a strong example. Here's a sample answer using the STAR method. Imagine you're applying for an operations role. In my previous role as a coordinator, our team decided to switch to a new project management tool just 2 weeks before a major launch. I was responsible for moving all of our timelines, tasks, and reporting into the new system so our team wouldn't miss any deadlines. That's your situation and task. Short, clear, and specific. Now the action. I blocked time my first afternoon to go through the platform's quick start tutorials and help center articles. I listed the features we absolutely needed for the launch, task dependencies, deadlines, and status tracking, and focused on those first. I set up a test project, migrated one smaller campaign into it, and asked one teammate to trial it with me. When we hit issues, I used live chat support and documented simple step-by-step guides with screenshots for the rest of the team. Notice how specific each step is. Then the result. Within 3 days, the entire launch project was fully migrated and our team was using the new tool daily. We didn't miss a single deadline, and my manager later rolled out the guides I created to the rest of the department. That experience taught me how to quickly identify the most critical features of any new tool, focus on what matters first, and share what I learned so the whole team ramps up faster. Now, the story clearly proves you can learn fast and lift others with you. To sound adaptable and proactive, use verbs like identified, prioritized, tested, asked, documented, and implemented. Avoid sounding like a victim of the situation. Instead of, they made us switch tools at the last minute, and it was chaotic, say we had to switch tools quickly, so I focused on understanding the core features and creating simple guides for the team. Same reality, different message about you. Weave in keywords that match the job description, like adapt quickly, learn new tools, self-directed, collaborate, or handle tight deadlines. Say them naturally in your story. Interviewers are often subconsciously scanning for this kind of language because it aligns with the competencies they're measuring. One common mistake is being too vague. Answers like, I had to learn a new system and I just figured it out. Don't tell the interviewer anything. They can't see how you think, plan, or act. Avoid generalities. Give concrete details so they can picture you in the situation. Another mistake is over-explaining the tool or topic instead of your behavior. Interviewers don't need a full tutorial on the software or subject. They care more about how you approach learning it. Spend more time on your decisions and actions and less on technical specs. A third mistake is ending without a real result. And then I learned it is not enough. Show what changed because you learned it quickly. Did you hit a deadline, fix an error, help your team, improve a metric, or earn trust? Tie your learning back to impact. For technical roles, choose examples where you learned a new programming language, framework, system, or architecture under time pressure. Emphasize how you understood core concepts, used documentation, experimented with small tests, and validated your solution with metrics like performance, reliability, or reduced bugs. For customer-facing roles, highlight situations where you quickly learned a new product, policy, or process to help customers. Show how you stayed calm, asked clarifying questions, and translated what you learned into clear language that reassured the customer and protected the business. For creative or marketing roles, choose examples like learning a new design tool, ad platform, or content format. Emphasize how you researched best practices, studied examples, tried quick experiments, and used data or feedback to refine your work fast. If you're a student or changing careers, you can pull from coursework, boot camps, certifications, or volunteer work. Focus on projects where you had to master a new subject in a short time and then apply it to a real assignment, presentation, or event. Make the stakes clear. Grades, deadlines, people relying on you, or a portfolio piece you needed. Now, let's build your own answer using a quick template. You can pause the video on the next screen and fill in your details using STAR. To answer, tell me about a time you had to learn something quickly. Pick a meaningful example. Use STAR, highlight your actions and results, and use language that shows you're adaptable and proactive. With a prepared story or two, this question becomes a chance to shine, not a curveball. Save this framework, build your answer, and walk into your next interview ready to show how fast you can learn.